Hey, this is Bryce Harper, and welcome to the Phillies Show.
Ruben Amaro Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zolecki.
We don't know what Jim's doing right now, but there he is.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, we were enjoying your shoulder for a minute.
I wasn't plugged in.
Oh, you got to be prepared, Jim. This is the Phillies Show.
I know it's the Phillies Show, as you can tell by my uni.
It's Thursday, July 10th, 2025. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, peachy.
Yeah, we are peachy.
It's high energy.
It's early.
Let's go, baby.
It's early for us, but we are ready to rock and roll. Jim, you ready to rock and roll today? Talk a little Phillies.
Come on, man. Let's have a knockdown, drag out, rock and roll party in the street.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well,
At the gas lamp district here in San Diego.
That's a fun spot. After a Friday night game, probably the most drunk young people I've ever seen in my life fill that area.
Nice.
That's very true. It's
true.
It's a good party time.
Be careful not to step in puddles of vomit on the way back to the hotel. Oh
my goodness gracious! I will try to keep that in mind. Phillies won the series finale in San Francisco on Wednesday. San Francisco's a crazy place, fellas, for the fighting Phils.
No bueno.
Isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is no bueno. And let's start right there. Let's get down to business. Let's start with the Parx Casino first pitch. First pitch is powered by the Bet Parx app. Guys, the Phillies, Oracle Park has not been kind. The Phillies are 8-27 at Oracle Park since they won their last series there in 2013. To get that winning percentage
of horrors.
That is
of horrors.
That is a 229 winning percentage. To put that into perspective, that's basically matching the historically bad 2025 Colorado Rockies. So they're playing like the Colorado Rockies at Oracle Park for some reason over the past decade plus. They're even worse since they split a 4-game series in 2017. They're 4-18 there. They got that 4th win on Wednesday. Monday, they lose. You had a little Phil Cuzzi umpire action going on. They got everybody riled up. Tuesday, you had one of the most unbelievable losses I've ever seen in my entire life. We can laugh about it now. Of all time.
All-time loss.
I was thinking of regular season losses, not playoff losses. So I'm not talking like Black Friday, NLCS back in the 70s or, any crazy
2011 Black Friday.
2011. I'm not talking the last 2 games of the 2023, but regular season losses. Tuesday nights was that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable. Then of course Wednesday they rebound and Bryce Harper goes off. Jesus Luzardo has a big start. What jumped out at you?
So much happened this weekend. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's action. I mean, there's all types of things to talk about. I will say that I've never seen a loss like that in my life. And I talked to Mike Krukow, who was a longtime major league pitcher and pitched in Philadelphia. I was his bat boy way back when. And he said he'd never seen a ball carom off that wall like that. And it hit the cement part above the brick. And so it jetted out to center field and it bolted. I mean, the ball should have been out of the ballpark anyway. It was crushed. It would have been out of every other ballpark in the planet.
Right.
It would have been out of Yellowstone. But the ball caromed and goes all the way down past like the center field wall mark, 399 or whatever it is out there. I mean, that's how far it caromed. I mean, that's how hard it was hit. It was amazing. And I'm actually glad I was there to see it because I would have never believed it if I didn't see it with my own eyes.
Well, they built that angle and that high wall and that brick and cement, so a bunch of messed up stuff would happen. You just kind of wish it didn't happen with the fighting Phils in town, but you're not surprised given the way things have gone for them in San Francisco over the years.
A lot of people were talking after the game about a lot of different things. And one of them was, could those guys have been positioned any differently? And Ruben, like you said, Krukow, who has been broadcasting games there forever, said he's never seen a ball kicked that way. I talked to Brandon Marsh after that game, and he's like, no, I really don't think I thought I was positioned in a good spot. There's nothing I could have done. The only thing that could have maybe helped is Max Kepler really didn't go out and kind of pursue that ball as well. But I still think they lose that game. I don't think he could have saved the day or anything like that. But
let me just say this: people who think that they're absolutely wild. If people think that they should have been positioned differently, and that's the reason why they lost the game, then they know nothing about anything. That's my take on that. Impossible defense. He went over there to try to be there. I mean, at least he was over there. Had he stayed in his position, which would have been the wrong thing to do, then maybe he could have, prevented it. But that's not how it works. And, it happened, and it was nobody's fault other than the pitcher who threw a 94-mile-an-hour fastball literally right down the middle to one of the worst hitters in baseball, and he crushed it.
It was right down the middle. And coming off that cement or that concrete wall, it comes off with great velocity. It's not like it's hitting wood. It's not like it's hitting padded wall that's going to decrease the velocity. It's ricocheting off there. It's like, almost like when you hit a golf ball off something. It just boom, comes off with great force, and it's by you before you even know it.
Well, I mean, I guess the bigger issue is, Jordan Romano.
What do you do about Jordan Romano?
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, that was the other thing.
I really don't know. And I asked Rob Thompson, is there a reason why you have such fluctuation in stuff and velocity in particular? Because he can throw up a 98 mile an hour fastball just as soon as he can throw a 94 mile an hour fastball. And he said, one of the things that he thought of, obviously, is he's not had a whole lot of ups and downs. He's one of those guys that goes in, gets 3 outs or whatever has in the past, and then sits down, and that's it. Well, he had to go back out there because he was forced to sort of do it.
Yeah. Who gets ups and downs at the back of a bullpen these days? Everybody's conditioned to get 3 outs and then go down.
Very few guys go ups and downs.
Go sit down. We've been talking for weeks about how they need a back end reliever, a shutdown arm, whatever you want to call it. I think they need 3 of them. I think they need 3 relievers. I think they need a huge makeover in that bullpen.
And that's a very tough thing to do because you never. I mean, look at the times that they've tried to get 3 relievers in the past, and they all stunk.
One of them will come from the rotation.
If you can get one that's good, then you're lucky as hell because you just never know. It's a crapshoot, man. Bullpen guys are a crapshoot. But yes, you got to try to, and I'm sure Dave Dombrowski's trying. There's other guys.
There's no doubt.
It's not really about whether or not he's making the effort to do so. It's about the price tag, and it's about the quality of the pitcher. And
they're trying.
There's not that many out there. You can count them on one finger or one
hand. They're trying. They'll get one. They're gonna have to pay through the nose, and they might get a secondary guy, and then the third guy is gonna have to come from the rotation. But right now it's kind of Strom and Kirkring as the 2 guys I would say that are in the circle of trust. It's just Romano's been just too inconsistent to be there.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about, and we'll get into Luzardo a little bit further, is that Luzardo's stuff. People keep talking about, well, he's not that good. Guess what, guys? He's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good, and it's a mechanical thing that he had to get through. And he made another adjustment in between these last 2 starts, and we'll talk about that a little bit further. But he's awfully good, and they have 4 unbelievable starters in that rotation. 3 of them happen to be left-handed. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Luzardo did make an adjustment. He put his hands kind of back down where they were before. He still got that bigger glove, so he thinks that maybe could help him not tip pitches if that's what he was doing. But yeah, it was they were so high and his hands were tucked so back. It was like an unnatural thing he was doing. So he's like, I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing with the big glove. Maybe that'll be right. He looked really good yesterday.
Really good
on Wednesday.
His changeup was working too. When he gets that changeup working, that's a swing and miss pitch. So he's got 3 or 4 swing and miss pitches now.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was San Francisco, man. I was walking out on Wednesday, and I said to the writers, maybe I'll see you guys in the NLDS. I'm like, oh man, can you imagine what?
Nightmares
to that
of
place.
Cody Ross. Nightmares.
Oh boy. Well, they got out of there with one, and it's better
But
than losing.
one very good sign. One of the most important signs. And when they got out of there with that one win, with the way the first baseman turned it around that day, and the way he did it, it's not just what he did, but the way he did it. That is the biggest piece of news that comes out of this trip.
And we will talk about that. Right now, that has been First Pitch, and it's presented exclusively by our partners at Bet Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino, parkscasino.com. You must be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Because we got another giveaway from our friends at Shibe Vintage Sports. Check this one out right here. Ba-boom! If you're watching us on YouTube, look at that, baby. That's
a Veterans Stadium logo.
That is an exclusive cap to Shibe Vintage Sports. It is a red Phillies cap that you can get at the ballpark, but it's got a Veterans Stadium patch there on the side. So
sweet.
Scan the QR code on your screen to enter, or visit shibesports.com/TPS for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Last week's winner was Amanda Silberling from Philadelphia. Look at that, baby. So, yeah, make sure you enter for a chance to win there. Scan the QR code, shibesports.com/TPS. Again, little Veteran Stadium patch on the side. Jim, remember my first year on the beat, 2003?
Yeah.
That last season at the Vet, man.
I have that picture of you and I typing away at the last game in the press box somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
I had chestnut brown hair.
Jim had his old blue pullover. Jim, remember that thing?
I wore that all the time.
Yeah, he wore that thing all the time. The last
I
season,
used to get on these guys about their attire all the time. Dress like a professional, guys. Can you dress like a professional one time?
Come on, man. We always dress like pros.
Well, there was a couple of guys. Who was it? Murph? He was terrible. He came in with a t-shirt and ratty tatty jeans.
I miss Veterans Stadium. I had the best parking spot. I parked right outside the press door where that security. You'd walk in at security, they wouldn't even check your bag. You could be walking in there with a machine gun or something. They would be like, "Go right through."
Different times, Jim.
Different times, and they never hassled you about anything. But I would park so close to the press door, Todd, that some nights, if I was finished quick, which is very seldom, as you know, I would get blocked in by the visiting team bus. I can still recall one night walking out of the Vet, getting out of there quick, thinking, "Wow, I'm going to be home. I'm going to be at Wawa on 322 in no time." And I think it was the San Francisco Giants bus is idling there, and I could see Matt Williams sitting against the window talking on his phone. I had to wait like 20 minutes to get out for their bus.
Remember back in the day at the Vet, was this in 2003 too? They would actually serve beer after the game in the press box. They'd have
I'm sure they did.
Many press boxes did. Many press boxes served beer after games, because the games, they didn't last 4 hours, so it was a couple hours, and scouts and everybody would have a meet up after the game. And
you guys have a chat, and you guys exchange information and build relationships. And now front offices hate all the media people. They don't even talk to them. They're not even around. I'm not wrong. No. That's the truth.
It's a lot less.
That is the truth. They're never around. I've never seen a front office person from anywhere, any team, other than Dave Dombrowski, who kind of rolls through there.
Yeah,
and some of the other people, Phillies people, because they've got an old school mentality. They're ghosts. All the front offices are ghosts. Anyway,
not a lot of scouts.
We digress.
Not a lot of scouts. Right, Ruben? Teams are scouting on video, and
they're scouting on video. The video is way more important.
It's like you don't see Billy Shearer, former Phillies great, sitting up in the top row.
You don't see scouts out there very often. I know the Phillies have their scouts out there. Mike Gondo gets them out there. He's a good boy.
Yes, he is.
He gets that boy.
Yes, he is. Yeah, man, the vet. Yeah, so that's a cool hat. So yeah, again, go to shibesports.com/TPS or scan the QR code on your screen. Shibe Vintage Sports, where there's a story in every stitch. Stop by Shibe at 13th and Walnut in Center City before your next trip to Citizens Bank Park. Right, guys? And then Philly's got a 3-game series this weekend at Petco Park in gorgeous San Diego. And
It's beautiful here.
if you can't get to the game, maybe you stop by Parks Casino, or you can always have a little bit of fun on your phone, right, Rube?
Yeah, you guys have been hearing me talk about the Parks Casino. It's Pennsylvania's largest casino, but you love to make a trip there because there's so many things to do. But I am happy to tell you about Bet Parks. It is an online casino and sports book from Parks Casino. It brings you all the action and excitement from the casino in the palm of your hand. Whoa. And that's kind of a cool thing. So Philadelphia's opening up this series at San Diego. There's a live betting feature on the Bet Parks app. You bet game combos, player performances, and so much more. They have this thing called the Bet Wire, where you're at the casino. It's like a TikTok for people that love sports betting more than dance tracks. Bet Wire is like the all-new sports betting live feed right from inside the Bet Parks app with like quick videos, hot takes, game predictions from like these famous guys who will give you information who have been betting for a long, long time. You'll scroll down on that app a little bit, and it's something called Tail a Pick with a simple tap and get fired up with the Bet Wire. There's live sports betting content feed right inside the Bet Parks app. Plus, you can check out all these like new games on the app: the Huff and More Puff, Mega Fire Blaze, Dwarves and Goblins, the Flintstones, etc., etc. I mean, so many cool games. New casino, and this is a real cool feature, that new casino users can get up to $1,000 back. See betparks.com for T's and C's. You must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You love to play, you love to win, you bet Parks.
I'm going to download it right now, Ruben.
Do it, baby.
Yeah, I think I'm going to download mine as well.
All right,
because I'm not a big download type bet guy, but it sounds pretty cool. They got all types of stuff going on.
AJ, we're in Vegas right now, and I have not had a lot of time to eat during the day. So
no.
What could we do?
I would love a Huel right now. Vanilla Huel would go down perfectly because when I have to skip meals because I'm too busy doing what you do in Vegas, which is not eat, I need a quick replacement, and Huel is the perfect thing.
I'm a chocolate guy myself. It's got the chocolate milkshake vibes to it. If you miss a meal, Huel can be your answer. If you're looking for a big protein boost, Huel can be your answer. So go check it out. Our friends at Huel are part of today's sponsorship. They've got you covered, spelled Huel. That black edition is a complete meal to feel full, focused, and ready for your day. Little prep, basically no prep. Shake it, open it. Huel has sold over 500 million meals around the world, and now it's your turn to try it. So go to Huel.com/foul and get Huel today with the exclusive offer for the FT fam of 15% off for new customers if you use the code, you know it, FOUL, minimum $75 purchase. Get after it.
All right, we're back. Ruben, you talked about Bryce Harper. Yeah, I mean, what a game by Bryce. And after the game, it was great. We're talking to him after the game. I'm sure you guys have seen the quotes, right? And Matt Gelb at the Athletic said something like, you really haven't had a lot of like moments like today, like in the first half. He just because he's been injured, he's kind of been scuffling. He hasn't really been happy with his decision making at the plate, swinging at pitches out of the zone, and not just kind of being himself. And the question was something like, you expect to have more moments in the second half. Is this something you think you're going to do? And then the quote again, I know you guys have heard this, but for those who haven't, he says, I'm really good. I really am. I don't want to put that out there and everybody goes, what's he talking about? But I know when I'm going well, I'm one of the best in baseball. And I left that thinking, maybe this guy's going to have a big second half. I mean, you just can't help but think of that after a game like that opposite field solo home run and 3 opposite field doubles, 2 of them off the wall. I think one of those doubles would have been a home run, definitely at Citizens Bank Park and maybe half the other parks in baseball. So just a tremendous game, and he was definitely liking his at bats. And man, what a thing that would be if Bryce got going in the second half and was like MVP Bryce in the second half, because that would make a big difference to all the inconsistencies in this lineup that we've seen in the first half so far.
Yeah, there's your big bat acquisition.
Right, yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that it's for me, it's the way he did it. We used to talk about Bobby Abreu all the time. He'd go through like an 0 for 10 or something like that, and all of a sudden, all he had to do is flip one into left field for a base hit, and then be back on track because he stayed on the ball a little bit longer. He had a very tough at bat in his first at bat because Justin Verlander had a great breaking ball going early, punches out, doesn't look good, and then he just decides to smoke some balls to the opposite field. He's never in his career ever, this is amazing, had 4 extra base hits in a game.
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy like Bryce Harper, who's pretty much done everything in the game, for him to not have had that type of a game was pretty impressive. And the fact that he did it in San Francisco and drove the ball off the wall. I mean, first of all, to hit a home run in San Francisco to left field is a virtual impossibility. Nobody does it. That's why I don't know anybody who can hit over 30 home runs there ever other than Barry Bonds.
Right.
And for him to drive a ball out of the ballpark to left and then drill those balls off the wall, I mean, arguably could have been 3 home runs there. Just outstanding. And for those people who said, well, maybe he's done, maybe he's on the other side of it, maybe he's, doesn't have any power anymore. Please. Don't be ridiculous. The man is still Superman. He's just been pretty pedestrian in the first part of the season for whatever reason. I think he thinks it's his swing decisions and some of his health issues, but the guy can still play, and he's still a really good hitter, and he will propel this team. And if he does, somewhere between what he did last night and where he was before he got hurt, I think that they're going to be fine. That'll help that lineup a whole lot.
No doubt. He can carry a lineup. We've seen it here. We've seen it in Washington. If he gets going, that is a great thing for this team. What I liked, I agree with you on the opposite field. I agree. It's tough to hit a ball out there. I saw Jake Arrieta hit one out to left one day. Remember that, Todd?
Yeah, that was the only run they scored in that entire series was a Jake Arrieta home run. That was
he launched one.
Did they test him after the game?
That was in 2018.
I think that was the famous day where the Kingery and the Kingery play, and he called out Kingery. It was a nightmare. I don't know. It was an interesting day.
It was an interesting
a lot of scuffling around. Kapler was trying to do damage control after that, and it was a kind of an ugly day. But I remember Arrieta hitting home runs left. But anyway, seeing Bryce go the other way, good sign. The swing was not violent. It was smooth. He was on his feet. He wasn't coming out of his shoes. He was on his legs. Nice swings going the other way. And you mentioned something the other day, Ruben, that he had a great round of BP. Was that outside?
He's been hitting outside. He hit outside. He doesn't do it.
That tells you something. That tells you something. He don't do it very often, and he only does it when he's going good. So he can, he doesn't want to be looking like he's out there working on stuff. He takes BP outside occasionally, sometimes early in a series, but generally when he's really on the ball. And that was probably a good sign.
It was a vicious BP he took too. I mean, I saw him.
Chair breakers.
Rarely do you see him because he's always sitting inside, but he was hammering some pitches. But you're right about the balance. When he stays balanced and he doesn't fall off to the pull side, to the right side, and his feet don't move off and pull off, he sees the ball better. He drives the ball through the middle of the field, and he does the opposite field, power like nobody's business. And when he does that, man, he's terribly dangerous, because then when pitchers feel like they can get in on him, say goodnight.
Yeah, he raised his OPS like 40 points in just one game. So now it's like almost 820 or something. So you look at the numbers like, oh, he's actually had a pretty decent half, but one game can make a big difference. But he did talk a lot about his swing decisions and making sure he gets it ahead in the count. And allowing himself to get ahead in the count, and then doing damage once he is ahead in the count. And all four of those balls on Wednesday were when he was ahead in the count. 3-1 fastball on the home run from Verlander. Then it was 1-0 changeup for a double, 1-0 curveball for a double, 3-2 sinker for a double. And this is a guy who sees pitches in the zone only 42% of the time. I mean, it's by far the lowest rate in baseball. Like, I think the next closest guy is like 45%. So he gets almost nothing to hit in the game. So, and I guess in his mind, he's like, I gotta stay off some of these pitches early, get ahead in the count, and then they have to come into me. And then when they come into me, I'm going to hit the ball hard and get on base and do something.
I will be fascinated over the next couple of weeks what happens to that lineup, whether he flip-flops Schwarber and Harper again, or they keep them right where they are, because somebody's got to protect somebody else. And if Bohm's not going well, it's like pick your poison when the two lefties are going well, but you don't have to pick the poison if the guy behind the left, one of the left-handers is not going well. So I'll be fascinated who's protecting who there.
Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks.
Having, covered Bryce for a few years now, one of his consistent self-critiques is, I'm not swinging at pitches when he's going bad. I'm not swinging at pitches in the zone. He has said that like from day one when he's going bad, I'm just not swinging at pitches in the zone. So when he I would imagine it's seeing the ball well. When he brings the ball in the zone, that's when he does all his damage. It's when any hitter does the damage. But we just know that this guy can be otherworldly when he's on one of his streaks, when he's seeing it well, when his balance is good, when he's using the whole field, and it can last a while.
Okay, I'm going to have to throw my commercial out there about the whole veterans not going to rehab thing. And I get it. I understand that they don't go to rehab because there's they have the right after like 5 years in the major leagues. You can say, screw you, front office. I am going to not rehab, and I'm going to play baseball, and you're going to throw me BP, and I'm going to be ready. I'm going to hit off the trajectory. And they have the right to do that. I think it's the worst thing that baseball has created, because if you're out for a month and you think that you can come back after not seeing live pitching, I don't care whether it's live BP. If you're not in a game, it's not the same thing, and it does take some time. Now, there are some superhumans who can do it, who can fall out of bed. A John Kruk can fall out of bed and hit a line drive by swinging the bat. There are other guys who just need the timing, and they need the timing, their footwork, their mind work, their eyes. There's so many things, the muscle memory that have to come back. And the fact that none of these guys rehab anymore, it takes them more time to get back and into the flow. And it's a detriment to the sport. I understand, players have more and more rights these days, but it's something that doesn't work well for me. And that's part of the game. And it doesn't have to be part of the game, but it really is. And I asked Rob Thompson, I go, hey, what about the pitchers? I mean, do the pitchers have to go down on rehab assignments? He said, no, they don't have to go down either, but they're smart enough to know that if they get on a major league mound after just throwing bullpens or live BPs, that they know that they're going to get knocked around. It's going to be detrimental to them.
Yeah.
But the hitters don't say that. And I think it's wrong. That's my commercial.
Right.
Done. I'm not going to be a GM again, but I'm going to tell you right now, if I was, that'd be something that would be very important for me to have to try to force on the players. And have them, it's for their own good. It's for their own good. I mean, I don't think players want to be embarrassed out there. And I know that there's the danger of possibly getting hurt while you're on rehab. Well, you have danger of going on rehab and getting hurt walking off the curb. That's where I'm at.
Ruben,
okay, I'm off my box.
Ruben, you said you're not going to be a GM again. I read your name in a Ken Rosenthal story the other day.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's going to happen, no doubt.
I think you should be a GM again, but I know you don't want to give up the Phillies Show podcast.
I would never want to do
that. That's what I said to Ruben yesterday. I go, does this guy, did they not realize that he's not leaving the Philly Show? I mean, come on. Why would he do that?
Yeah. They're just they're sticking names out there.
Yeah. Phillies versus Padres. All right. It's Friday, 9:40 p.m. Eastern. You get Ranger Suarez against the Padres haven't announced the rotation really yet. Saturday at 7:35 Eastern, Zach Wheeler against Yu Darvish, and Sunday 4:10 Eastern, Christopher Sanchez against, again, TBD. Come talk ball with us on Chat BCC at foulterritory.chat. We're hanging with fans, answering questions, hosting trivia, and running giveaways like 2 free MLB tickets up to $400 value and a free MLB jersey of your choice.
Isn't Jim going to be doing that, BCC? I think that's Jim Salisbury going to be jumping on that chat ball.
Salisbury. Pronounce it right.
Salisbury.
Pronounce it right. Amaro.
My bad. Amaro. Come on.
All of us have had our names mispronounced over the years.
Sorry, Jim.
Thank you.
Got a hot take or burning question? Drop it in the chat. We might even feature it on the show. It's free to join. Go to foulterritory.chat and come hang. We will be back on Friday. We are going to be answering your questions. Talk to you guys later.
Smell you later.
Smell you, Sauls.
The Phillies Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Phillies Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. If you like us, give us a review. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Threads. Find Ruben's analysis before, during, and after Phillies games on NBC Sports Philadelphia, on the Sports Radio 94 WIP Morning Show, and MLB Network. Find Jim at allphly.com. Find me at MLB.com, the Phillies Beat newsletter, and MLB Network.